What was the deeper message behind King Charles's poignant Christmas speech honoring war heroes? Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we turn our attention to a moment that resonated deeply across the United Kingdom and far beyond its borders, King Charles III's poignant Christmas speech, in which he paid tribute to war heroes past and present. While the annual Christmas message from the monarch is a long-standing tradition, this year's address carried a particularly powerful emotional weight. It was not just a ceremonial reflection on the festive season, but a carefully crafted message layered with meaning, symbolism, and quiet urgency. So, what was the deeper message behind King Charles's Christmas speech honoring war heroes? To understand it fully, we need to look beyond the words themselves and examine the context, the tone, and the wider challenges facing the nation and the world today. The King's speech came at a time of global uncertainty. Conflicts continue to dominate headlines, from ongoing wars to rising geopolitical tensions. At home, the United Kingdom faces social division, economic pressures, and questions about national identity and unity. Against this backdrop, King Charles chose to focus not on politics or policy, but on people, specifically, those who have served, sacrificed, and in many cases, given their lives in war. On the surface, the tribute to war heroes appeared to be a solemn act of remembrance. The King spoke of courage, duty, and selflessness, acknowledging soldiers, veterans, and their families who bear the lasting consequences of conflict. But beneath this familiar language of honor and gratitude lay a deeper message, a call for unity, empathy, and reflection in an increasingly fractured world. One of the most striking aspects of the speech was its tone. King Charles did not adopt the triumphant rhetoric often associated with military remembrance. Instead, his words were measured, compassionate, and reflective. He emphasized not the glory of war, but its cost, human, emotional, and moral. This choice was deliberate. By focusing on sacrifice rather than victory, the King subtly reminded listeners that war is never something to be romanticized, even when bravery and heroism shine through its darkest moments. This approach aligns closely with King Charles's long-standing values. Even before ascending the throne, he was known for his emphasis on compassion, sustainability, interfaith understanding, and social responsibility. In this speech, those themes resurfaced, woven into the narrative of remembrance. By honoring war heroes, he was also urging the nation to consider how peace is preserved, how divisions are healed, and how future generations are protected from repeating the same cycles of violence. Another key layer of the speech was its focus on service, not just military service, but service in its broadest sense. While war heroes were at the center of the address, the King extended his gratitude to all those who serve others, emergency workers, volunteers, caregivers, and community leaders. This expansion of the concept of heroism was significant. It suggested that courage and sacrifice are not limited to the battlefield, but are present in everyday acts of kindness and responsibility. In doing so, King Charles sent a powerful message about national values. At a time when public trust in institutions is strained, and individualism often overshadows collective responsibility, the King emphasized service as a unifying principle. His tribute to war heroes became a gateway to a larger conversation about what it means to contribute to society and to care for one another, especially in times of hardship. The speech also carried an intergenerational message. By honoring those who fought in past wars alongside those serving today, King Charles drew a line connecting history to the present. This was not merely about looking back, but about learning. He highlighted the lessons of resilience, cooperation, and moral courage that previous generations demonstrated under extreme circumstances. Implicitly, he challenged today's society to live up to those standards, not through conflict, but through compassion and mutual respect. Importantly, the King's words acknowledged the families of war heroes, particularly those who have lost loved ones. This recognition shifted the focus from abstract notions of sacrifice to the real, enduring pain experienced by individuals and communities. By giving voice to their grief, the King humanized the cost of war and underscored the responsibility of the nation to support those left behind. This aspect of the speech resonated strongly with many viewers, especially veterans and military families. It signaled that their sacrifices are not forgotten once the headlines fade, and that remembrance must extend beyond ceremonial occasions into sustained care and understanding. In this sense, the speech was both a tribute and a gentle challenge to society to do better. Another deeper message lay in the King's subtle appeal for reconciliation and peace. Without directly referencing specific conflicts or political disputes, he spoke about the need for dialogue, understanding, and shared humanity. By framing these ideas within a Christmas message, a season traditionally associated with peace and goodwill, the king reinforced their moral urgency. This was not accidental. Christmas speeches by monarchs often serve as moments of national reflection, and King Charles used this platform to encourage listeners to look beyond differences of ideology, background, or belief. His tribute to war heroes underscored the tragic consequences of division, making his call for unity all the more compelling. There was also a personal dimension to the speech that should not be overlooked. King Charles has long been connected to the armed forces, both through his family history and his public duties. By speaking with such sincerity and emotional restraint, he conveyed not just institutional respect, but personal understanding. This authenticity strengthened the impact of his message and helped bridge the gap between the monarchy and the public. For a king still shaping his reign, the speech served another important purpose, defining his leadership style. Rather than asserting authority, King Charles positioned himself as a moral guide, someone who listens, reflects, and encourages. His tribute to war heroes became a reflection of how he sees the role of the monarchy in the modern age, not as a symbol of power, but as a voice for conscience and continuity. The deeper message also extended beyond the United Kingdom. In honoring war heroes, King Charles acknowledged the shared sacrifices of allied nations and the global consequences of conflict. His words resonated internationally, reminding audiences that the pursuit of peace and the honoring of sacrifice are universal responsibilities, not confined by borders. Critically, the speech avoided glorifying nationalism. Instead, it emphasized shared humanity. By focusing on loss, resilience, and compassion, the king reframed remembrance as an opportunity to build understanding rather than deepen division. This was a subtle but significant departure from more traditional, patriotic narratives. As the speech concluded, viewers were left not with a sense of finality, but with a sense of responsibility. The tribute to war heroes was not presented as the end of the story, but as a reminder of what is at stake. The king's deeper message was clear: remembrance must inspire action, action to care for veterans, to support families, to foster unity, and to work toward a more peaceful future. In the end, King Charles's Christmas speech was not just about honoring the past. It was about shaping the future. By paying tribute to war heroes, he reminded the nation of the values forged in moments of great sacrifice, courage, service, and compassion, and challenged everyone listening to carry those values forward in their own lives. So, when we ask, what was the deeper message behind King Charles's poignant Christmas speech honoring war heroes? The answer lies in its quiet power. It was a call to remember not just who we have lost, but who we are, and who we aspire to be. It was a message of unity in division, humility in remembrance, and hope rooted in shared humanity. Thank you for watching. If you found this analysis insightful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, stay thoughtful, stay informed, and take care.